Welcome back, friends, to Visions Veiled and Violent. Last episode, our band of young Zatis descended into an old well that had been marked on a smuggler's map, hoping at first to find loot to share with our Hanataz brethren. Our focus switched, however, to rescuing the source of cries of help from deep within. Lowering ourselves with sturdy rope, we found an abandoned cellar that had been used as a stash for some illicit operation. Beneath a false door, we found ruins that descended far deeper into some ancient, sinister complex. Perhaps with more bravery than sense, the five of us ventured into the ruins, spying an iron door with sinister purple mist billowing out from underneath it. Bypassing it for the time being, we continued down a long corridor before finding an alcove lined with skulls that animated to chant a strange riddle. Before we could decipher it, our exploration was interrupted by the approach of strange creatures that looked like spiders. But were definitely not spiders.
So when last we left off, our brave young Hanataz had descended down into the well, prompted by Moore's vision of someone in distress, and finding that at the bottom of the well was some sort of ancient ruin from a precursor era. During your exploration, just as you found an ominous room with an iron door and some evil-looking purple mist, and then found a trap with a riddle of echoed, chattering skulls, you were greeted with the skittering sounds coming down the hallway of these horrific, pale-fleshed spider things that are definitely not spiders. So as we come back in, we are being thrust immediately into the fray. So as we start off, you see that coming down this corridor, moving with eerie speed, you hear the click, 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 click of their bony appendages skittering along the stone as it races towards the closest person, who happens to be Adewale.
Bring it on!
And as it closes the distance, the initiative passes to Jericho.
All right, I'm going. Oh my gosh, are they making noise?
They're skittering.
Okay, are they like making weird? Are they making any noise with their weird human mouths?
So when their jaws part, they make this little.
All right. I'm going to spin around and make direct eye contact with one, and then I'm going to vicious mockery, and I'm going to go in the exact same way. Freak them out.
Please do, go for it.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see what they have a save, right? 14 for them, yes.
14, all right. So the closest one.
By the way, for any viewers out there, Jericho can totally mimic stuff with their voice. They don't actually talk, though.
And so as Jericho mimics this creature's horrific noise, you see an almost flicker of awareness behind its green glowing eyes as it skids and sputters up some bile from between its jaws. You hit. Roll your damage.
Let's see here. That is 4 damage.
How big was that D4? Must sound like you dropped your shoe. 4 damage, okay. So Jericho, your spell, your vicious mockery wounds the creature with psychic damage, which is why you saw the strange reaction, almost human-like reaction behind its green eyes, and why it's actually felt pain from it. And now it's going to have disadvantage on its next attack. But its partner likewise comes scrabbling up corridor, rushing towards Adewale, and lunging in for a bite.
That's a miss.
And so as the thing lunges at you with its jaws, Adewale, how do you deflect this blow?
I'm quite honestly just going to take a massive maw of my hand and just swat it away like a buzzfly.
And as you swat, you feel the splattering of its bile across your palm, and you feel this tingling numbness where you can definitely sense that there is some unnatural fluid that this thing desperately wants to inject in you. And then to Nevitz.
Nevitz is going to rapidly run ahead through the space of Adewale. And actually, with halfling nimbleness, he will go through the space of the enemy spider to get on the backside to give Adewale advantage. And with his own advantage, he will go ahead and do one strike with his scimitar.
Okay. Go for it.
6 on the die for a 12.
12 is a miss as your scimitar hits into the thing's flesh, and you actually see the scimitar sliced into this soft, almost putrid flesh, but appear to do no actual wound to the creature.
Ooh. Okay. That is it.
All right. Boom. Then to Adewale himself.
All right. How size comparison is like up to my shit? Like, is it a larger abomination of flesh?
It's about the size of a mastiff.
Oh God! So, Adewale is gonna look at this unnaturally large spider human thing and just swing down, straight down with his great axe. Try to, with all of his anger, and that is a 17.
That's a hit.
Awesome. And with so what is it? 2d6s, I believe. So there's that one. It's 6 total damage.
6 damage. So as you swing down, when you hit the thing's flesh, the skin breaks open with shocking ease. And it has the soft smoothness, almost of like a baby skin. And it splits open. You feel the blade cut into actual muscle. There's this horrible ammonia reek that comes out of it. To Lathander on the staff.
Okay. No. My staff is
on my back.
Currently on the back of Adewale, so thank you. I'm feeling good about that choice, not to be leaning on my staff right now. It's all about good life choices. Lathander, what sort of distance are we talking about? Have the creatures closed the distance?
So they're both up in Adewale's grill. One of them is on him trying to bite him, and one of them is just about to lunge, and you're about 10 feet away from him.
Nevitz has gone around the back. I'm going to close with the one that Nevitz is on the other side of. For advantage, I'm going to attack with my rapier.
Okay. What's the roll?
The roll is... Hang on, I got +6. 19.
19, that's a hit.
All right, damage. What I got? 1d8 plus 4? 7. Nice. So it's 11
Plus your sneak attack.
Sneak attack, exactly. Which is a d6, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Level 1d6. 6.
6, all right. For a total of...
17.
17.
Well, and then I'm out of there. I'm disengaging.
So you can't disengage yet as a
I can't.
cunning action. You're only level 1.
Yeah, of course. Okay, quite right.
It's all right. Well, welcome to Noobtown.
I want to so bad, I just don't know how to.
It's
I can feel
a
it
good
in
idea.
myself.
You can feel the desire welling up inside you. But your rapier does punch through into the thing's thorax, and you're hit with this waft of the horrible chemical stink coming out of this thing as it spills out this fluid that splatters all over the stone floor and begins pooling out beneath it. And the thing turns to you with its maw and gives out another horrible... And now we're at more.
I was really hoping it would then fall to the ground.
How do these spider creatures look? Do they look pretty bloodied, or they're holding strong?
So the one that is that Adewale and Lathander have been chopping down, that one it looks like it's wavering back and forth unsteadily on its legs. It looks like it might fall soon. The other one looks healthy, but has a sort of disoriented look in its eyes from Jericho's attack.
Okay. I'm going to attack the other one that Jericho didn't attack and cast Mind Sliver.
Okay.
And they just have to make me a intelligence saving throw.
Let's hope they're stupid.
Please be stupid. And 7.
Okay, nice. So they fail. So, disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of the creature, and they're going to take 1d4 damage. A whopping 4.
4. Right. All right. So as you more focus your spell and the Mind Sliver arcs out towards the already wounded spider thing. You see it strike the creature right in its head, and it twitches for a bit as you see its head almost swell a bit like a balloon, and then give a pop as it splatters goo all over Adewale and Lathander. And you can see within the exposed casing of its skull, its surprisingly thick human-like skull is a very human-like brain as the creature staggers again and then falls with a wet thwumph onto the stone floor.
Starting the kill canter now.
Free action. I gag. That'll end my turn.
Gagging is a free action. Thank Gooey Cube. Boom. So top of the round. The remaining spider creature still sways a bit unsteadily on its legs, still reeling from Jericho's psychic attack as it raises up on its hindquarters, and you see its thorax pulse for a moment as it spews this purplish green necrotic webbing all over Lathander.
Ugh.
And it rolled a 22 with disadvantage. So, Lathander, you are splattered with this webbing, and as it touches your skin, the moment it does, everyone can hear this sizzling sound echoing through the chamber, and you feel burning all over every part of your exposed skin that the web touches.
That's great. Lathander is, of course, making an appropriately horrendous noise, I suspect, as that happens.
As you should.
Yes.
To Jericho.
All right. Jericho, seeing that happen, they're going to turn, and they are going to make an illusion of a explosion right behind the creature that just spewed that web, like a boom. I guess their DC is 14 to resist that illusion.
Minor illusion. So that is going to have to be a sound or an image.
So I'm thinking an explosion, like a bam, basically something's going off, a bomb, really loud to kind of spook it.
The creature is so fixated on trying to entrap Lathander in its web that it ignores the sound. It makes no register in this thing's feeble, feral mind.
Jericho's gonna sprint a bit back away from these creatures to try to put some distance now.
Wise move. Nevitz.
Seeing Moore destroy the first one in a disgusting display of ooze, Nevitz is going to push over up against the side of the tunnel wall to make sure he gives as much advantage to both Lathander and Adewale, and he will take one strike with his scimitar. 11 is a miss.
Yep. So you swing, but even as it recovers itself, the thing spins around just in time to have the scimitar blade clatter against its jaws that hisses in Nevitz's face. Adewale, you're up.
So which side of the spider thing would I have to move to get advantage from Nevitz?
So you'd have to run around its left side in the corridor. It's going to be cramped quarters, but luckily Nevitz is small.
Okay, so I'm gonna move around. I'm gonna position myself around so I can get that advantage on the left side. With all the muscle and brawn that Adewale has, he's just gonna swing down as hard as he can with this advantage here. So first roll, not so good. Hey, nat 20, and that's with Great Weapon Master too, which I forgot I had. I didn't add it in last time, so I have Great Weapon Master. So that's another 10 damage added on to.
All right, so you're rolling 46 then for the damage?
46, okay. If I didn't drop my dice, that would be quite splendid. 5, 11, 14, 19, 29 total.
You got that. And so as Adewale swings, the creature, distracted by the presence of Nevitz, is caught totally off guard as you catch just below into the bulbous part of the creature, the blade nicking the soft underbelly and splitting it open, spraying its ooze all over Nevitz and the opposite wall. There's a loud splat as the halfling gets essentially a bucket full of gooey, greenish-purple spider innards all over himself.
Sorry, buddy.
All right. It's good. Good job, Adewale.
And meanwhile, Lathander, you take one point of necrotic damage as the webs begin to burn and tighten around you.
Necrotic. What a nice type of damage that is.
Is it still alive?
No, the spider is dead.
Oh, thank God.
Well, the corridor is quiet, minus the sizzling sound of the webs digging into Lathander.
My blade's a bit large to cut that web. We'll need a bit of a smaller one.
Yeah. Nevitz will definitely race forward and start trying to cut it off of Lathander with his dagger.
Right. Lathander, give me a strength check. DC 12.
13. Yes!
With one last burst of exertion, snap the strands holding you in place and then tear them from your body, even as they still hiss softly with that strange, unnatural chemical property.
Yeah, okay. Lathander. Okay, so okay. I'm thrashing around getting this stuff off, trying not to get... I hope I don't get cut by Nevitt's dagger, but if I do, so be it. But, I'm dragging this stuff off myself. I pause, panting, on my knees, look up at Nevitz. Sorry, look across at Nevitz.
Covered in goo, trying to cut webs off of you.
Yeah, I was like, wait, you're 3 foot, right? So I'm looking across, not up. Yeah. As I'm on my knees. And I say, hey, man, thanks for that.
Yeah. It's no problem. Is everyone all right? Did anyone else get hit?
I'm quite all right. I got a kill.
All right.
Oh, just peachy.
Nevitz, I think, looks down the corridor and kind of looks back for everyone else just to be quiet, kind of giving the sign for listen, see if anyone heard that. And can we do a perception just to see if there's any other clattering or noises from some other creatures out there?
Sure.
Mine is horrible. 19 perception.
19. So you indeed hear more soft echoes throughout, where it's as you pause and hold your breath, listen carefully. There's definitely movement coming from up and down the corridors here, and you can see far ahead where it slowly starts to become harder to see, about another 60 feet down the passageway. But it looks like there's more complex here. We can still hear just the echoes of that skittering noise in the dark. While we're here, Moore, given your affinity with nature, can you give us a nature check?
I sure can. Let's see. 12.
So amidst the spattering of gore and these mangled creatures, obviously these are things that probably are not of the natural world. But you've been around enough spiders to know that what strikes you immediately as unusual about these things is neither of them have any indicators of being male or female. They almost look asexual like ants.
Okay. Interesting. I have an unrelated question.
Please.
Do I know who the trickster god is?
Jinx,
The name of them.
trickster god, yes.
Jinx? Okay. I just looked to the group after looking at these freaky spiders, and I mean, what is there to say except they're not normal spiders?
They're great for slashing, though.
Not normal spiders.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nevitz would cast light now that he feels like there's no one immediately coming after us, just so he could read through the book that we had the quotes on, and it still doesn't make any sense. He doesn't see where, if this is part of the omen that Mother Savenza was relaying to us, or if it's just a dark place. And I think he just kind of closes the book and just kind of tries to recenter his mind on why we're here, which is to seek out treasure for the troop before we leave this place.
Can I just add that Luthander is looking at Moore, shaking his head, rubbing the burning necrotic wounds across his flesh and going, not normal spiders, you say, huh?
Well, okay, fine. If you want specifics, they're asexual spiders. Just a fun fact of the day. More like ants.
Jericho has her dagger out and she's like poking the guts from the spider. Like,
Okay. You know what? Have fun with that.
look at the goo on my dagger.
Hey,
Don't eat it.
So as Jericho presses her dagger into the guts of the spider, there's this sudden waft of horrid stench as the blade pierces its innards, and you see some mushy, almost indescribable goo slough out onto the floor. But one thing you do see sticking out from the goo is a perfectly intact human finger.
that doesn't look normal.
Luthander's going to look at his hands.
Do we feel the rest of the bodies are in there? Are these locals? Has anyone heard whether there's been rumors of locals going missing of late?
I haven't been in town much this time around.
If we're going off of Mother Slavenza's prophecy, I think it doesn't really matter because this is the place of those who live to die. So, I'm guessing that there's living beings here that are part of some sick, twisted
Cult.
game by the gods, by the cultists. Great cults. And everything here is just meant to die, including us.
No, you got me. We'll be good.
If her words mean anything, then there should be some black door ahead of us. I don't want to go there to begin with, but I also don't want to go there and find it's locked if there might be a key inside the stomach of one of these spiders. And he just kind of looks over and he kind of covers his mouth and he cuts open the entire innards of the one that Jericho had initially poked to see if a full body is in there.
So as Nevitz pokes around in there, even though these are huge creatures that are far bigger than any spider you've seen before, their stomachs don't appear to be large enough to be holding up a full body or full person. It also looks like, based on the muck that came out from when Jericho squished the first one, you can see where there's still a perfectly intact brass wedding band there in the muck. So it looks like whatever it can digest, it's only organic material, and then other stuff is just passing through. But you don't find any keys. You do find a smattering of silver coins, though.
Regretfully, but not shamefully, Nevitz will pick that up for the troop. And then he thinks better about picking up the brass ring. He just doesn't want it to be found on our person and us be accused of killing a townie, as happens enough with Hanataz, and he leaves the copper ring behind.
Coincidentally, there are 13 coins.
Is anybody looking at me right now? Like in the group? Like, am I being watched?
Nope.
Nope.
Probably not. I'm gonna like make sure nobody's noticing me, then I'm gonna like scoop the ring up.
All right,
Fair
so
play.
Jericho pockets the ring.
And the best way out is through. Ade?
Jericho gives like a grand sweeping gesture to the door, like, yeah, go on. You know, she didn't say anything, obviously, but...
So in your current passageway, where you are, the little alcove where you had the skulls that gave the riddle, about 20 feet ahead of you on the right side of the passageway, there seems to be another wooden door recessed into the hallway. And then about 20 feet behind you, still leaking purple mist, is that iron door that you'd passed. It looks like the corridor keeps going further into the darkness, although whether it branches out further than then, you can't say from here. You'd have to go deeper in to tell.
Wood door or iron door? 1, 2, 3, go. Too late, wooden door. And
God.
Adewale is going to walk over to the wooden door here.
Okay. It appears to be a completely normal wooden door with basic brass hinges, a normal knocker-style handle. It is sort of warped and swollen from being down here for the gods only know how long, but it doesn't otherwise seem to be barred or locked.
Can I still make a perception check? Just check if anything of out of the ordinary is up with this door.
Sure. Give me the perception check first.
What did I get? I got a 10.
10? No, as far as you can perceive in the dim light, it's merely a door.
Well, since it's just a door, he's going to look at the group and say, hey, it's hammer time, and kick the door open.
All right. Bam. And so the rotten boards immediately give way to Adewale's boot, sending splinters of wood all throughout this room. And you see that inside here, the ceiling is vaulted and huge. Maybe it goes up for another 20 feet above your heads, with cross-hatched timbers to support it. And you see all along the walls is this thick, sickly-looking yellow-green webbing that's just dangling down. Then from there are these grotesque phosphoric cocoons that are all dangling from strands, sort of spinning slowly and silently, almost like little marionettes in the darkness.
Adewale, close the door. Close the door.
There's no more door to close.
The room just stinks of sort of pneumonia and death.
Adewale is going to put his hand out as like a full open hand, just put it behind his back and motion them to wait. I think we found where our spider friends came from. I recommend, though, that a couple of us look investigating here. I will be inside to keep guard, but otherwise I am open to keep moving because it really smells in here.
Jericho raises a finger, and then like she's about to say something, and then like a little illusion appears above her head of like a burning flame. And then she points at the cocoons and shrugs.
I think Jericho's right. And Nevitz, yeah, he's kind of got a cantrip at his, just dancing on his fingertips.
Well, let me get out before you blow it up. Gosh darn it. And Adewale will step out of the entranceway and put his back against the wall.
Nevitz goes up. He doesn't know one gas from another. That's not really his forte. So he's just like, everyone back up a little bit. And he's just going to do a firebolt in at the farthest dangling cocoon, and then jump back in case there is some kind of flash fire.
Wait, what are we expecting to be in the cocoon? Can I just pause you for a second?
Sure. No,
if you've already blown the room,
no,
I'm out of there.
No, that's fine.
Because I'm gonna ask more as our nature genius. I'm unclear what's in the cocoon. Is that going to have like a lot like living people in it, possibly? Because we're seeing bits of people inside the spiders. Would the spiders be in the cocoons, or would their lunch be in the cocoon?
That is a very good question. Could I ask the DM that maybe animal handling, because, handling of animals can tell me if this cocoon size is spider-like or is it meal size instead of nature?
I will let you make the animal handling roll if Moore handles one of the cocoons.
Oh, God.
There's a deal.
Okay. I'm doing this only because the gods don't want me to. So, I'm handling a cocoon. Adewale, can you lift me?
Okay, so Adewale will pick her up, get her on. He's just gonna hold her. I don't know. He doesn't know how to hold her. He's never picked her up before. He's only picked up Nevitz. He's as much as he says, "Do you want to get picked up?" He's very uncomfortable here. Here you go.
Thank you. DM, do I have to touch it with my hands or can I poke it?
Which would you prefer?
I would prefer to use my wooden staff to just kind of poke it, if you would allow
let's do that. Hook it with your staff, and I will let you count this as handling an animal.
Okay. It doesn't. What?
All that.
Nothing matters.
So in the center of this strange cathedral of cocoons underground, with Adewale holding up Moore by the hips as she reaches out with her stick to poke one of the cocoons, and as she does it, there's a tap, like the webbing is like hard and resin-like. And as the cocoon spins a bit, you can see that it's the green stickiness is almost slightly translucent. And as the cocoon spins and makes one full rotation, just before it comes to a stop, it jiggles slightly. And more, you can see underneath the resin a pair of human eyes open wide with panic.
Put me down.
Just as
Oh no.
two more of the spider things give out their distinctive and drop from the ceiling.
Oh, son of a...
How many cocoons have we got here?
At least
Oh.
3,
6.
4, 5, 6. Okay.
How confident are you on landing on your feet if I just drop you?
Wait, what? Come again?
If I take the time to put you down, I feel like it would take more time and a full action to just put you down safely. Can I just drop
How about
you?
you just throw me in the direction that the spiders aren't coming from? Throw me back towards the door, Adewale.
Throw me
Just
in
throw
the
me that
exit.
way. Yeah, just get me out of here.
I feel like
that
you
works.
would have even more trouble landing on your feet.
Oh, God.
Just stay behind me.
Okay.
First, we have one of the spiders skidding around from behind as it drops down to block the distance between Adewale and the open escape route through the door. As it lets out its hiss, it also sprays its sickly necrotic webbing 8 on its attack.
That's a miss. That's
And
a
so
whole
it just
miss.
the web splatters on the wall opposite of Adewale, missing you but by a good foot.
Ooh, that was almost gross.
And its partner on the far side of the room skitters to where Moore has fallen and leaps at her, maw spread wide, bile slavering out from between its eerily mammalian jaws as it lunges in for a bite.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep.
And that is a natural 20 on the
Wait.
Arachnic Revenant.
I think there's a lot of pluses there.
There's a lot of pluses there.
Ever going anywhere with you guys again?
I have the Sentinel feat, which allows me to hit a creature if it attacks someone who is next to me as a reaction. Can I use my reaction to smack it?
Yes, but first we have...
But first, Moore takes 300 points of damage.
Yeah, more.
But But first, Moore is taking 17 damage.
It's been real. It's been fun.
That's a peace
And
out.
real fun. The gods can't have me. Goodbye.
And so Moore goes down hard on the stone, and we need a Constitution save against the spider venom.
It's only a DC 10. You got it.
Moi?
Yes, you, Moore.
Okay. Can you remind me what is it for dying?
We'll-
Double your
we'll-
hit
we'll-
points? We'll deal with that later? Okay.
You'll get that later.
21.
Okay, so you're not poisoned. That's good. But you are at 0 right now. You're down and dying. But perhaps Jericho, who's up next, can save you.
Jericho is gonna sprint up right next to her, and she's gonna try to. I think I have like a cure light wounds or something. Hold on a minute.
Good. Cure wounds is 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier.
Okay, 1d8. Okay, then I'm gonna do that. That's what I want to do. 1d8 plus 3. Yeah.
So, yes, but
Yes.
reminder, Cure Wounds is a touch spell, so Jericho's gonna have to run in and touch more to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna totally do that.
That's so selfless.
Yes. Jericho rushes up, and that's 6 points.
All right. Then Jericho, as you rush past the spider that was blocking the door, lunges at you for an attack of opportunity.
Oof. Okay. Well, being a hero ain't easy.
Being a hero is not easy.
Nate, on the off chance that this didn't happen, can we do Adewale's attack of opportunity to see if he one-shot kills this thing?
Yes. Well, let's go do Adewale's reaction, and then we'll do the Jericho getting bit by the spider.
All right.
Holy cow.
Nat 20. Come on.
No,
Close.
please.
It's 17 again with the -5 and +6. So yeah,
Yep, that hits.
awesome. And then 2d6s. 8 + 10, 18 total damage.
18. So your vengeful swing slices into the creature's side, and you splatter goo in an arc with the coming off your blade all over the walls, but it does not fall.
Well, the next question, does Jericho fall?
Does she make it to me? Do I get those 6 points?
Come on, Pearls. Oh.
I literally almost cast Goodberry before because I was like, oh, let me just go ahead and get that out of the way.
Idiot.
Right. Jericho, 15 points of damage is going to drop you down as the spider gets the attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah, I'm 7, so I don't think you get that 6 points. Sorry.
It's all right, but it was very brave and selfless, though. We appreciate your sacrifice. Passing
We're
over
trying.
to Luthander.
Well, this is going really well. Can you just describe the location? So we're kind of grouped in the middle, Nate, and we've got Spider blocking us behind.
So right now the party is sort of split into two. You have
Okay. Yeah,
you have
right.
Adewale and Moore who walked forward to handle the cocoon. They're in the
Okay.
center of the room. And then in the back of the room, you had Nevitz, Lathander, and Jericho. And then a spider ran between Nevitz, Lathander, and Jericho, and where Adewale and Moore are to block off their escape. And so now we have Jericho's just fallen down by the side of the door, and then Moore is in the center of the room with Adewale standing over her.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
So what you got, Lathander?
Okay.
And don't say leaning on your staff. Don't say leaning on your staff.
So help us gods.
My good staff, my leaning staff, is currently on the other side of that spider, and I want it back. So, Luthander's looking at this, and he would think the only option here is he's got to attack the spider that he has advantage. So he's going to close the distance. I'm assuming it's like 10 feet or something along those lines.
Yep.
Close that distance and an attack with his rapier. Okay. So he's charging him with a slash, and that is an 18. 12 plus 6.
Yep, that hits.
Outstanding.
Rapier plus your sneak attack.
Yeah, 1d8. It's 4, so that's a 7. Again, plus 4 is 11. That's a 6. Yeah.
All right, so 17 total.
Yes.
And so as the creature that had just lunged for Jericho is so distracted that it doesn't even notice Lathander's presence until your rapier has pierced through its back and it's splattered some of its gooey greenish purple innards along the floor. It jerks around trying to get itself disentangled from the blade impaling it, thrashing but still quite alive. And then as we go to Moore, laying there on the ground, having just been mauled by the spider, or you're not sure if it's just delirium, but you feel someone take your hand in a gentle but shockingly cold grip, and you hear a whisper in your ear that says, "You shall be the first, but you shall not be the last." Please make your death save.
How to make that work.
Great. A 4.
So that's a fail. So you have one failed death save, 2 more, and Moore is out of the story.
Get ready to meet Moore's twin.
You are not a nice man, Nate.
That's hurtful. That's hurtful, Steve. Wow. But now to Adewale to try to salvage the situation.
Adewale has 0 healing capabilities. He's all about killing. So he is going to kill.
Which coincidentally is what we need right now. So
He's going to swing his greatsword down at the spider that he struck at before striking his friend Moore. And that is a 16.
16 hits.
Awesome. 2d6, 3, 5, 8. 18 total for the strike. And then a feat from my background. Giant Foundling. I get to strike with the giant's feet. As Adewale starts swinging his blade down, you're able to see like a streaks, blue, white, purple, red, all different colors of lightning just start streaking along the blade as he strikes it down on this spider for an extra d6 of damage, and that's a whopping 1.
1, so 19 total.
19.
Can you explain? So that's a storm. What's it called? Storm strike. You said.
So yeah, Storm Strike. The target takes an extra 1d6 lightning damage. If the target is a creature, it must succeed a Constitution saving throw, or it has disadvantage on attack rolls until the start of my next turn. This saving throw for these is 8 plus my proficiency plus Strength or Constitution, whichever is higher, and they're both the same, I think. Actually, my Strength is higher, so I do Strength.
But ultimately, doesn't matter because as you swing, the creature lunges forward once more, clearly aiming for more, clearly trying to down the fallen Hanataz. But before its jaws can touch her prone body, blade catches it at what might be its neck and just slices its head clean from the rest of its thorax.
There it is.
Awesome. That's 2 for Adewale.
Noted.
Which brings us then to Nevitz.
Adewale is going to purposely stand between Moore and the other spider too, try to move an inch closer, just like a couple feet to the spider, because he knows that Jericho went down as well, trying to help. So he's there to get there as fast as possible.
And seeing Adewale do that, Nevitz will instead sprint over and stand over Jericho's body and cast an inner magic that he's had ever since he was a child. Red Flame Blade, coming from his Blood Touch background. And as part of that cast, he will take 1 strike with his sword. And that is 7 on the die for a 13.
Unfortunately, even though Nevitz focuses his power into a single point, that point strikes wide, hitting between the creature's legs as it skitters out of the way, circling around, looking to lunge at the next vulnerable party member. Which, round 2, that creature turns towards Nevitz, hissing again, but it hasn't forgotten the source of its actual pain, Lathander, as it turns to lunge for the rogue with its jaws spread wide.
Lathander hasn't somehow made it to 5th level since starting this combat. I take it.
And it rolls a natural 1. So as it dives for Lathander, its jaws aimed directly at your hips, you manage to jump and vault over the creature as it flies behind you. Jericho, what is going through your mind as you lay out on the floor, feeling your limbs start to go cold?
I'm sprawled on my back. My vision's fading in and out. I see 2 figures. I don't know who they are, but they're standing over me. I think one of them is a woman? I don't know. Am I making a death save here? What's going on? Okay. Now that is
Is that a 5-pound D20? Like, where are you finding these dice?
I have like I've like got this piece of cardboard I'm rolling on. I don't know if that's why it's making so much noise.
It sounds amazing. Keep doing it.
It does.
Okay.
It adds a sense of gravitas to the whole thing.
I'm drumming a little bit. So that's gonna be 12 plus what am I adding to that?
12, just 12. 12. You just got to
Just
get
12.
above a 10 or above. You're good. Because one pass save.
I blink blearily, and the 2 figures, like maybe the woman and whoever that other guy is, like fade out of my vision, and whoa.
All right, we pass to Lathander, who just dodged a spider bite, potentially fatal.
Yeah. So Lathander is so he's dodged, dropped down a little, getting out of the way, and he's going to pivot to attack again. He's seeing the only way we're getting out of this is, well, through it. Who said that? Someone said that earlier, but this is kill or be killed. So he's not about to get cute and try and disengage and come in later. So he's going for maximum damage. Do I have advantage? Where are the others?
You do, because thanks to Nevitz, through his personal sacrifice, you can benefit from his bravery / foolishness.
I will tip my leaning staff to you later. Should we survive? Okay. That's a 4 + 6, 10.
You have advantage.
Thank you.
Thank Nevitz.
Thank you, Game Master. Yes, but thank you for reminding me, Nate. I forgot. Well, that's 5 + 6, 11. That's a real improvement.
That's still not going to help. As
Great.
your blade happens to catch one of the things on its legs, but all it does is slice across a superficial wound, doing nothing to slow down its murderous rampage.
Brilliant. So what I've achieved here is drawing attention to myself and getting closer.
It's done a great job.
It's gone well.
Although this probably isn't as intimidating to you, since this is like a normal Australian spider.
That's right. It's relatively small, so yeah. I'm feeling okay.
Fair.
If I had a glass, I could put it over the top and then just take it outside.
But then we come back to Moore, still lying there fighting for her life. What is going through your mind before you make this death save?
What is going through Moore's mind is just a string of curses to every god she knows in her mind and to a certain Fey lady, because somehow, someway, she's cursing everybody who's ever wronged her. Her parents have made that list. Everybody. She's just stringing curses and just full of spite and anger.
I want to get that checked out.
Cool, calm, and collected.
And for good reason, because that's a 2.
Two, that's Moore's second failed death save.
Yep.
One more failure, and Moore's out of the story.
A 1 and she would have been out of the story. A 1 would have been
one if she would have been, a nat 1 would have killed her.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's a good day.
Adewale.
Adewale, how far is Adewale from this spider, and is there anything or anyone in between him and the spider? Or does he have a clear airway?
The answer is 10 feet and no. You've got a clear line if you want to charge this thing. There's nothing between you and the spider.
So he's going to go ahead and run and jump and slam his greatsword down right on it. And,
All right, give me the attack.
Okay.
Nat 1?
Wait,
All
you
right.
got advantage
Doing
though?
great.
Do I have advantage?
You don't,
From any-
unfortunately.
Yeah. So, no. Nat 1. Yeah.
All right, and so Adewale, describe exactly how you managed to miss the spider.
As I'm running up to jump, one of the cocoons spin a little bit, and his ADHD head space looks at it. And then as he swings in the opposite direction of the spider.
Just leaves a massive gouge in the stone floor. Clearly would have pulverized whatever it hit. In this case, the floor.
Did I get it?
Passing the baton to Nevitz.
Well, Nevitt's entire attack plan was for Adewale to kill the monster. So,
Plan B.
as a fallback, and again, I guess I will lean into his personality trait, which is just to always be hyper aware of family, especially. And he's standing over Jericho's body, and I think he just looks up and sees Moore possibly leaving this world, and he is going to take the attack of opportunity by moving over to Moore and casting his only spell of the day that's not from his feet. Magic Initiate. By the way, we now have Featherfall because I messed up and thought I had that spell, so we don't have Chromatic Orb. So canonically, we lost my power spell. So now the upside is I have my regular cure spell, and I will cure Moore if I don't get taken out with an attack of opportunity.
As he is running, does the Sentinel feat affect this as he's running by me and the spider makes the opportunity attack?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good. So I get another chance thanks to you. Whether you die or live is...
But considering that he's the only one who could potentially heal anyone,
Because I'm the last caster, and we only have a chain of a couple of spells left.
so it comes down to this. We got to see if Nevitz, sprinting to save his friend, can dodge the horrible jaws of this spider that has dog teeth.
What's the AC here?
Come on, Nevit.
18's the AC.
Yes!
Fine for days.
And it rolls a 7. Nevitz, you're in the clear.
And Nevitz will imbue 8 points of life into Moore. And leaning over her, as her eyes open, he just whispers, frantically, "We need to save Jericho."
And then as the spider misses and Adewale runs, not Adewale, but Nevitz runs past Adewale. Adewale is like, "Leave my brother alone." He's going to make his opportunity attack here. Which, is it 12?
12 is a miss. So even as you swing again, the creature skitters to one side, and you swipe nothing but air with your blade.
Well, at least you listened.
But the spider now clearly sees what the threat is, and lunges at Adewale, jaws wide, bile spilling freely from its open maw. And the spider rolls 22
That's a hit. That's definitely a hit.
for 13 damage.
13. All right, and I got to roll a Constitution save here. Oh, 10 plus 3, so 13.
So you pass the Constitution save.
Absolutely.
You're not poisoned.
No.
But you feel the burning in your veins as this thing's unnatural jaws sink deep into the muscle of your calf.
2 hit points, everybody. Yay.
To Jericho, as you lay there, what childhood memory do you think of absently as you try to struggle to maintain consciousness?
I guess as I'm fading back out of consciousness, this image of these two people appear again. I don't know who they are, but they're standing over me. Now I can see them. The woman has purple hair, and the man is tall and heavily muscled. He's got this brown shirt on. He looks to be a laborer of some sorts, and they're both I'm looking up from maybe a cradle or something. As I'm fading in and out, this is what my vision is showing me.
All right, give us a death save, Jericho.
Okay.
I think you dropped a brick.
The
This
gods
time-
themselves are rolling.
14.
14, that's a pass.
Nice.
So you're 2 successful saves in. You're going to live forever. Lathander, it all comes down to you.
Okay. So Nevitz has moved, obviously. The only question then I have is position relative to Adewale.
You and Nevitz are still on either side of this thing,
So I still have advantage. It's just...
with Adewale perpendicular.
Okay. Need my rapier again. That's 18.
18
12
hits.
Plus 6. Yep. Nice. 12 plus 6. Alright. 1d8 plus 4 piercing damage. That's 4 plus 4. 8.
Okay,
Plus
and your sneak
my
attack?
D6. Sneak attack. Another 6.
6.
Hey.
Is that 3 for 3 on sneak attack
Yeah.
damage?
It is. All right, so
Awesome.
the creature being fixated solely on Adewale right now, please describe for the listening audience,
There it is.
how do you finish the fight?
I'm finishing the fight. This is excellent. So, as it turns around to attack Adewale, I come up from underneath with a piercing thrust, and then I rip my rapier through its thorax. So, I feel like it looked pretty good from a distance, but I have to check with the others. There was a flourish as it came out.
I'm thinking about my dead parents.
And still, your death dreams are way better than what Moore thinks about as she goes to the other side.
That's right. Oh,
And with
terrifying.
that flourish, the creature lets out a little pitiful as it collapses into a pile of gore, leaving the room quiet, save for the sounds of your own breathing and the little creaking sounds of the resinous cocoons spinning in the air. And that's where we pause for the week.
Hey,
We lived,
we live.
kind of.
Maybe.
They don't
think
blame
I'm
me,
dying.
blame Gooey Cube. You can send all of your hate mail to Alphinius Goo directly.
You said initially, it's they're overplaying this. These guys don't do a lot. You've got more than 18 hit points, and you drop a person every time you hit. No. This is not easy, Nate. I don't know what you were thinking.
That's pretty good.
I have not done a hit point of damage nor taken a hit point, but I have given hit point.
At least you didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, at least you're not, actually dead. I hadn't realized you hadn't taken or lost any. You've been busy, just nothing much has happened.
Hey everybody. Thanks for joining us on Visions, Veiled and Violent, a D&D actual play of Gooey Cube's Darkest Dream adventure from the Red Star Rising campaign. All artwork, names, locations, and characters from the dark world of Zyathe are the sole property of Gooey Cube and used with permission. Check out all their maps, adventures, and their other original content at gooeycube.com. A special thank you to Tabletop Audio for providing the fantastic music that accompanied this episode. As ever, if you enjoyed what you heard today, please like, rate, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast. And if you really enjoyed what you heard, please consider subscribing to our Patreon at the $3 tier. Your support keeps the torches lit and the dice rolling, ensuring that our adventures continue to unfold. Remember, you don't know the burdens others have carried to arrive at your gaming table, so be kind. Safe travels until next week, when we return to Visions, Veiled and Violent.